Hey, redeemed. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. My shirt's all crooked. Gonna give you guys a few minutes to pop up here. So I thought, because I do not like to talk to myself. So drop some love in the comments. When you pop up here, tag your teamies. I will pin this to the top. This is going to be our February training. I will upload this to YouTube. So those of you that are guests on this page, and you're not really mine, or I'm not your director, you'll have it so you can share it with your team. Hello. Good morning. Are y'all excited for February? I'm so excited. So excited. And I'm very tired today. Just saying. I'm very tired. But I'm getting it done. Tired and all. This belly, man. Whew. So I really wanted to pop up here today. And I wanted to talk to you guys about mini habits and setting up what a mini habit is, number one, and how to apply them into your business. So before I even start, there is always going to be a mountain in your life. And this is going to be an engaging call. So I want you guys to comment and answer questions, okay? There will always be a mountain in your business. There will always be a mountain in your life. So before I even go into what I want to talk about, I want to talk about the mountain. What is your mountain? Your personal mountain. Everybody's mountain is different. What's your personal mountain for your business? Is it you're wanting to grow your customer base? Is it you're wanting to sponsor? Is it you're wanting to promote? Is it you want to be consistent? Is it maybe you're overwhelmed and you just don't know where to start, where to tackle your mountain? I want to talk about your mountain. What's your mountain? Put it in the comments. What is the mountain of your business? What is that thing that you look at that you feel like is so unobtainable? That is unreachable. I want you, hey Chloe, hey baby mama. I want you to drop it in the comments. I want to hear it. Yeah, this is engaging. And y'all know, like, I'll stall until you guys answer. There you guys go. And we'll be getting through this pain. I need to be consistent. Time. Maybe your mountain's being paid at title. Maybe your mountain is getting to the next step. Maybe your mountain is getting parties booked. Or maybe your mountain is getting a follow-up system in place. I want you to think about your mountain as I talk about what I'm going to talk about, okay? Time is my mountain for sure. Kelly, I get it. But I want you guys, before I jump into the meat and potatoes of what I'm about to talk about, I want you guys to realize that even though there are different parts of this business, right? You have PRV, which always needs to come first, sponsoring and working with your team after you sponsor them. You are one person, okay? You are one person. So listen to me. You're one. You are not designed to cram everything into a day. You're not designed to run yourself ragged. You are not designed to work this business hours and hours and hours on end. You are not designed, and this business was not designed for that. What I want to talk about when we think about our mountain, or we think about, we don't have enough time, I really want you guys to really realize this. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. You will find, and I can say this, because I've been home since the May before, almost 2 years in May I've been home. It is harder. It was easier for me to work my business then, and I had a very successful business quickly. Because I didn't have time for anything else. I didn't have time to do all the things because I was very limited on time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Your focus, especially if you're in a time crunch, if your life is crazy and everybody's life is crazy, your time should always be spent on the things that are going to make you money. The income producing things of this business, not the pretty things, not the fun stuff, okay? I said this on my last training call. Don't be busy with your hands, be busy with your mouth, okay? Yes, samples are wonderful. They're great. But you know what's better than a sample? Saying thank you to a customer. Or asking that customer, do they want to get some free stuff? Okay? This is what will change your business. The pretty things like the postcards and the labels and the fluff that people love to do, right? Because when you do spend your time doing those things, you convince yourself that you worked today, okay? You convince yourself that you worked when you spend your time doing those things. When in reality, you spent time on things that were not income producing for your business. So, the handiwork, yeah, I don't know why I can never thought of that word. The handiwork, the mouth, your mouth. And I'm going to share with you many habits that I didn't realize that I was doing in the beginning of my business. For those of you guys that know where I live in the small town of Rich Square, there were a lot of consultants around me. I had to grow my customer base. I didn't have family support. I didn't have friend support. How did I do that? I went and passed samples out at Chick-fil-A if I went to Chick-fil-A. I passed samples out at the post office when I dropped stuff off at the post office. I took samples to the bank when I had to go to the bank. Those things, those little things, are what changed my business because I followed up. So after I dropped that sample off at the bank, when I had to go back the next week, and I asked the girl, how do you like it? She was like, girl, this was great. I'm like, can I bring a bag up here and you share it with all the people up here and then you can get some free stuff? That's how I grew my business, y'all. There's no quick way to the top. There's no quick way to success. Consistency. Consistency. And that doesn't mean doing big, bold, immaculate things every day. It means doing tiny things. Because I didn't realize looking back then, the post office lady I took samples to became a customer, but she joined. That girl, multiple, that ordered off my website when I followed up. Listen, I'm not going to do that on this training because I have a whole YouTube training on follow-ups. Follow-up system is number one in your business. Number one. Because if you're not following up, you're not doing your business. You're doing your business a disservice. Follow-ups is the most important thing you can do for your business. Hands down, most important thing. You want to have a successful business? Get a follow-up system and be consistent with it. That's what will change your business. So, anyway, following up with those people that order online. They became customers, they became hosts, and they eventually joined. It didn't start with the fun stuff. It started with this. Because, y'all, when I started, I didn't even have a printer. I didn't even have a computer. I didn't have a computer till I left my job. Real talk. Team trainings for y'all that have been with me for a long time. I used to do them at the gas station up the road because I didn't have internet. That's real talk. You talking about a struggle. But I wanted it. I used to do trainings on the way to work. On my little itty bitty 5-minute lunch break, if you call it that. Some of y'all, when I coached, or if you were a new consultant, it was like 5 minutes. I'm like, do you need anything? I gotta go back. I gotta go get this patient. There was nothing pretty about my business. Labels, I didn't have a printer to print out labels. I used to handwrite on my labels. I didn't have a printer. What I did have was this. I wasn't scared to open my mouth, and I wasn't scared to talk about my business, and I wasn't scared to be consistent. Consistency is what changes your business. It doesn't matter about if you have the best gifts to give to your customers. Write a note. Write a note. Because, y'all, at the end of the day, I could mail my customers 100 things. 100. They care more about the thank you. Okay? They care more about the thank you. I promise you that. So if you don't have a follow-up system, that needs to be. Will versus skill. That's why some of you guys, when I say, I know you're going to be a director one day, and you say, how? I can know. So I know from the get-go who has the director mindset or the leader mindset, because they're the go-getters. They're the ones that don't come up with excuses. They come up with solutions. I can tell from the get-go when I sponsor somebody what kind of consultant they're going to be. I can tell. Because I was there one time. I was there when I didn't have a sponsor answer questions. I had to Google it. Before we had a first things first checklist, everybody paid shipping, didn't know about getting host rewards, had no freaking idea, did not know what I was doing. I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. Because I know what my life looked like when I first started versus now. I know what it looked like. So it doesn't matter if you have the prettiest things. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have the best host incentive. It doesn't matter. What matters is consistency. And I can't tell you how many customers I have gained because of my social media presence, because they see that I'm consistent. Okay? They see that I'm consistent. So if you don't have a follow-up system and you want to grow your business, you want to grow your customer base, you cannot do that if you do not take care of that one customer, okay? I'm going to say that again. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000 customers. Doesn't matter. What matters is if you have one loyal customer. One. And when you take care of that one customer and they host with you, they refer you, okay? I know it because I just had it happen. If Amanda Kingsbury watches this, her sister-in-law referred her. Funny story. Okay, let me tell you this story because this is important, and then I'm going to get down to what I need to talk about. There was a consultant who was a frontline of mine. She no longer sells anymore. Her husband was in the military, got drafted. She decided she could not do Scentsy at that time. She was moving all the way around, so she stopped selling it. So her sister-in-law wanted to get some more Scentsy. So she referred me to this girl. She lives in New York. No, I've never seen her from Adam. She lives in New York. She ordered online. I followed up with her via text. Not Facebook message. I text her, thank you. Sent her a little thing and followed up with her. For 2 years now, she's ordered from my website. Referred people. Referred a lot of people. She won't join though. I've asked. She won't join. Referred everybody. Her sister-in-law was doing a party and had a very bad experience with a consultant. Closed that party. Reached out to me and she said, I have a couple people that I want to order, but I don't want her to order from this girl. She's very not professional. I created a link for her, sent it to her. Her people ordered from it. She got the host rewards. I was at the doctor's office last month. Got a text message. Amanda Kingsbury joined. So I messaged her because she never told me she was joining. She said, you gave me an amazing experience. Her sister-in-law, Sarah, did a party for me last month. Sarah's the original customer, okay? The original customer. $1,500 party. And all of them have continuously bought from me. And have continuously, because I followed up with them, they have become forever customers. There's power in it. Because that only happened because I took care of the front line. Because I asked that front line to join when I first started. She joined. And I took care of her. When she stopped, she referred me. And because I took good care of Sarah, Sarah referred people to me. Because I took care of Amanda, Amanda decided to join. There's power in it. There is power, and there's beauty in follow-ups. Don't skip the follow-up. It's the most important thing that you can do for your business. Don't skip the thank you. Don't skip the how do you like your Scentsy stuff. Would you like to get some free stuff? Don't skip it. Most important part of your business. So, I want you to think about your mountain. Your mountain. What is your personal mountain in your business? Is that you want to grow your customer base? Do you want to sponsor? Do you want to promote? Everybody's mountain is different. Starting every month, I always post up here on Redeemed, put your goals down for the month. Most people don't do it because they look at it and they're like, that's stupid. Why am I going to write my goals down? How are you going to know where you're going? Better yet, when you accomplish them, there's no better feeling than being proud of yourself for accomplishing a goal that you personally set. I hear this all the time, though. Katie, I can't book 2 parties. That's a lot. Katie, I can't have $2,000 in 1 month. That's a lot. Yeah, because that's the mountain. That's the mountain. That's your mountain. If you're saying to yourself, that is impossible, I can't do that, that is your mountain. And I want to encourage you today. that when I set my personal goals, I always make them challenging, that they're going to challenge me, they're going to push me out of my comfort zone, but they are obtainable. They are obtainable. Because I can put certain things in place, my mini habits that I'm about to talk about, to accomplish that goal. So, for example, I'm going to say this. If y'all haven't read this book, get it. You can get it on Amazon for $12 by Stephen Geist. It's called Mini Habits. I just finished it. And the glorious thing about this book is that he talks about how he wanted to be in shape. He wanted to get in shape, right? He wanted to get in shape. But he couldn't get himself to exercise. So he told himself one day, what if I just do one push-up? What if I just do one push-up every single day? That one push-up doesn't sound like a lot, does it? One push-up. One push-up. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to make an impact. I'm sorry, y'all. Them notifications drive me nuts. But over time, could change everything. Could get in shape in time. So what I want to encourage you guys today, whatever your mountain is, if you set a goal, right, when he thought about this one push-up, and he talks a lot about this in the book, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but he talks about, I used to say, what's one push-up? That's not going to get me where I want to be. That one push-up, that's not going to get me in shape. That one push-up, that's so stupid. That's so minor. He said, but what happens was, the one push-up was the minimum. So that no matter what, that was his non-negotiable. Y'all hear me say that a lot. That was his non-negotiable. That before he went to bed every day, he had to do one push-up. And what happened when he did that one push-up, he celebrated because he followed through with what he said he was going to do. And oftentimes it made him want to do more because he was already down there. He was already in the push-up position. Might as well do a couple more reps, right? He was already down in position to do it. But what happened was, that was his minimum. So regardless of how he felt, if he felt bad, if he had a headache, if he was tired, he knew every single day he had to do one push-up before he went to bed. And that when he did that push-up, not only was he proud of following through with something that he wanted to do, that was his minimum. And oftentimes, he would do more than one push-up. But no matter what, he had to do one. He had to do one. I want to encourage you guys today. For example, when I started this book, I used to read a lot before I had Aiden. I used to read a whole lot. When I started this book, I was like, there's no way. My goal was to complete this book in the month of January. I said, there's no freaking way I'm going to finish this book with everything I got going on. I said to myself, I wrote down my mini habit. I said, I will read 4 pages a day. So I looked in the book. I said, how many pages we got? 120 divided by 4 pages was 30 days. I said, I can read 4 pages. I can do that. I can do 4 pages because that's not, if you told me it's 120 pages, I wouldn't have read it. But if you said, Katie, you only have to do 4 pages a day. That's it. You only have to read 4 pages a day. Once I started reading, I realized I could read a few more pages. Because 4 pages, once I started, I was like, wow. Like, that was only 2 minutes of my life. Like, I can do more than that. And I finished this before the end of the month. But my mini habit was to read 4 pages. How does this apply to your business? Oftentimes, you guys defeat yourselves. You set a goal, or you look at other people, what they're doing in their business, and you say to yourself, I can never do that. So you never try. You could never hit 2,000 PRV, so you're not going to try. You can never sponsor somebody, so I'm just not going to try. Because that's impossible for me, right? That's impossible for somebody like me to do something like that. But what if your mini habit, the beginning of every month, was to have a conversation once a day with someone? It could be about partying. It could be how did they like their order. It could be would you want to get paid off your own addiction? What would happen if you could have one? You could have one conversation a day. What? That takes you 2 seconds, 3 seconds, right? 3 minutes? of your life, what would your business look like in a month? What if your mini habit was, one day a week, I'm going to sit down for 5 minutes and I'm going to talk to 5 people about getting free and half off stuff, aka party. What would your PRV look like at the end of the month? Okay? I'll be honest with y'all. Last week I had no parties booked for February. And I was going to write it. I was like, you know what? My PRV's been great this far. I'm not going to book no parties. I said, but you know what, Katie? You can do that. You can do it for 5 minutes. It's just 5 minutes of your life. That will change your paycheck, which will in turn allow you to do things with Aiden that you would not have otherwise been able to do. So sit your hind parts down for 5 minutes. Sometimes you got to have a pep talk with yourself. Sit your ass down for 5 minutes and talk to the people that already buy Scentsy from you. So last week, I set an alarm clock in my phone, okay, for 5 minutes, a 5-minute timer. And I went to my Amy app, and I picked my best customers, and I asked them, do you want to get some free stuff out of the new catalog? And I booked 5 parties, 4 bag parties and 1 online party in 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Had I not, this is the impact that that's going to have. If they all hit the minimum, that's 1,000 PRV. If they all hit the minimum. How powerful if I would set 5 minutes a day to do what matters most in this business, which is this, not this, this. We get lost, and I can say that. I mean, this morning I've been back here packaging up an order. I've been doing team mail. I've been doing team gifts. I'm getting ready to send y'all an email, a shout-out email. But I haven't opened this today. I haven't followed up with that customer. I haven't talked to that person that I know would rock this and she loves Scentsy about her. I haven't done that. Why haven't I done that? Because this is scarier than this, right? Because with this, you see an automatic outcome, right? If I were to sit here and make samples, I know in the next few minutes, I'm going to have an outcome. I'm going to physically see an outcome. I'm going to physically see the task completed, right? With this, you don't see the task completed right away, okay? You don't see it completed right away. Sometimes it takes weeks. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it takes years. The beauty in that, though, is that when you're consistent with this, with your mini habits, when you're consistent, even though I don't see immediate results, right? There's some of y'all, if you're my frontline, I talked to you about joining for a long time, and y'all told me no. And then you eventually joined. You eventually started, right? So, I view Stacy a lot. Stacy's the only one that said yes the first time I asked her. But what happens? What happened if I never opened my mouth? What would my business look like if I never opened my mouth? Crystal Anderson wouldn't be here. Alyssa wouldn't be here. Wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have opened my mouth to share the opportunity. Okay? Stop doing so much of this. Because this is what overwhelms people. This, oh my God, I got to make samples, and I got to do my meal outs, and I got to do this, and I got to do this. But you don't. You don't. You don't. Because you weren't designed to do a million things. You were designed to do a couple of things very, very well. Okay? I want to encourage you, because I hear this a lot. Katie, I'm so overwhelmed. And I'll look at numbers like, y'all know I can see your numbers, right? Right? So when somebody says, Katie, I'm overwhelmed, but you're barely active, you have a team of 2 or 3, and you haven't sponsored in months, I want to know why you're overwhelmed. And I'll ask, I say, well, tell me what you're overwhelmed with. Because you're not overwhelmed in the right things. If your PRV's not higher, and you're not sponsoring, and your team's not growing, you shouldn't be overwhelmed. You shouldn't. You shouldn't. Real talk. Real talk. Because at the end of the day, the things that matter, the things that are going to grow your business are this. Right here. This. Stop keeping this closed. Okay? Stop keeping this close. Stop missing opportunities. I had one this morning, and I didn't do it. But when I get off of here, I'm going to do it. Girl messaged me. She goes, I just love watching you. I just love all the stuff. I love everything out of the new catalog. I love it. I'm about to be broke. And my gut, or the baby, I don't know. I don't know if it's a gut if you're pregnant, said, ask her, do you want to get paid off your own stuff? Ask her. And I didn't. I chickened out. Best believe now that I'm talking myself through it, I'm like, you know what? That doesn't grow me. Psyching myself out doesn't grow me. It doesn't grow me. Okay? Opening this is what's going to grow you. If you're one of those people that are saying to yourself, I can't have this, whatever that mountain is. I can't accomplish this. I can't do this mountain. I can't do it. I want to encourage you to stop looking at this mountain that you're trying to achieve. Because the first day of every month, I ask you what your mountain is. What's your goals every month? And only a couple of y'all ever comment, which is fine. I'll always ask for the one. It doesn't matter to me. We have a team of over 300. If 2 people only comment, it's fine. It's fine. Because it ain't hurting me, because your girl writes her goals down weekly, daily, and monthly and yearly. I have to write down my goals every week. Otherwise, them jokers ain't going to get done. They're not going to get done. They're called my non-negotiables. My to-do list for the day. What is one thing, and I say this a lot, and I say it in almost every email. What's one thing you want to do today? Not one. Now I want to make some samples. And then I want to do this. And then I want to do this. No. What is that one thing that you are going to accomplish before your head hits the pillow tonight? And that one thing, break it up. For me, every day last week I said, I'm going to book one party today. I'm going to book one party. And I asked, but nobody was saying yes. I'm going to book one party. Finally, when I sat down Wednesday, I said, Katie, you're not going to bed. You're not going to go to bed until you book one party. And if you're asking, Katie, you've asked all these people, but they're saying no, how are you wording it? You need to go back and check yourself. You're making it too hard, girl. You're making it too hard. My number one thing in my business every day is my non-negotiable. So for me, it was to do this training today. That was my non-negotiable. It doesn't matter how I feel. It doesn't matter if I'm tired. That is my non-negotiable. Because I know the power in it. Tomorrow, my goal is going to share the opportunity with somebody in this business. I'm going to put my alarm for 10 minutes and I'm going to talk to my best customers about getting paid off their own addiction. For 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes. Don't say you don't have 10 minutes, okay? Don't say it. You have 10 minutes. And if you absolutely say to yourself, I don't have 10 minutes, I really want to encourage you to flip that around and say it's not important to you. Because it's okay to say that. It's okay for you to say, oh, I'm barely active every 4 months, or I'm not growing my customer base, but I don't have time. Say that it's not a priority to you. Because I'm going to tell you, when I started this, I didn't have time. I was a nurse manager, and we were always freaking short. Newborn baby, breastfeeding, all the things. He never slept. He still does not sleep. I didn't have time. But I made time. Okay? Because the thing about time is, you don't have more, I don't have more. The thing about time is we all have the same. We all have the same amount of time. We all have the same possibilities. We all have the same resources. In this business, nobody has an advantage over somebody else. The difference between those that do well in this business and those that don't are those that take advantage of the resources, the trainings, those that implement things into their business, and those that are brave to get out of their comfort zone. Okay? You go type my name in. They have a search thing in Redeemed that you can type in months and years. Go search my name and go back 4 years. That's our team was Shine Your Light then. I had to change my team name. When I used to do trainings, I used to stutter a lot. Stutter. My face would be all flushed. One of them, I cried because I was so nervous. I threw up on my first live. That's real talk. I threw up. But you know what? I kept doing it. And I kept doing it. And I kept doing it. I kept doing it. Even when I was scared, and it got easier, and it got easier, and it got easier, and it got easier. Exactly. Kelly, people come at me. I mean, I had one of my top leaders, almost a director, tell me last week she didn't have time to watch the leadership program. She didn't have time to be on the call. I said, well, that's fine. Did you watch the replay? Well, no. Realize something, y'all. When I started this, I didn't watch any training live. Not live. I watched replays on everything. On everything. And sometimes, real talk, if it was a program, it would take me an entire week to watch one video. I would watch it for 10, 15 minutes on my way to work, pause it, watch 10 to 15 minutes on my way home from work. And if it was a long training, it would take me a whole week to watch it. But it didn't matter. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to reach that goal. It doesn't matter how long it takes you to complete something. What matters is that you complete it, right? That's what matters. It doesn't matter if she watched the training in an hour and it took me a week to do it. We both watched it. I want to encourage you guys today to stop looking at these mountains that you're placing on your business. I want to grow my customer base. I want higher PRV. I want to be active. I want to be paid at title. And I want you to start putting in action. What mini habit can you implement to accomplish that mountain? Example, you want higher PRV. You want to grow your customer base. Your mini habit. I'm going to talk to 2 people a day about Scentsy. And I want to make this clear. A mini habit is not to have immediate results. Okay? It's to get you in the habit of doing it. When I look back at my personal journey and my personal business, there are many things that I did in my business that I didn't see immediate return on. Almost everything I didn't see immediate return on. But I did know the power of consistency. I knew that if I wanted to recruit, I had to talk to people about the opportunity. I knew in order for me to talk about the opportunity, I needed to be consistent. How can I talk to somebody about the opportunity if they don't even know I'm a Scentsy consultant? Or if I have 1 foot out and 1 foot in, right? They go on my Facebook page. They don't even know what I'm doing with my life. I have to be consistent in order to sponsor, right? Nobody wants to join under somebody that's half-assed. Nobody's going to. Okay? 1 foot in, 1 foot out. When you decide to have both feet in, the magic of that, and I'm not going to say that it's automatic, people will start coming to you. I had a girl last week on the same day I was booking parties. Don't know who she is. Never met her before, but she messaged me because I posted something about a party, about getting free and half off stuff, and she said, I want to party with you. I have a Scentsy consultant, but she's not as dedicated as you are. I've watched you. I've watched your stories. I've watched what you're posting. I want to party with you. I've had people join the same way because they watch. People are drawn to consistency. They are drawn to passion. So, number 1 is finding out what your passionate purpose is for this business. Why do you do this business? What makes you get out of bed to work this business? Is it for your family? For me, it's for my family. I feel horrible. have felt horrible for the last couple weeks. I just don't feel good. This pregnancy is rough. I don't feel good. But every day I work my business because I know what it does for my family. I know that because of this business, I'll be home with this baby too. So I'll work it. But I do it with my mini habits. I don't get up and say, I'm going to book 10 parties today. I'm going to have 20 sponsoring conversations today. I'm going to reach out to 10 frontline today. I'm going to do all these. I don't do that to myself. Why? Because if I got up and looked at this monstrous list, I would feel defeated before my day even got started. I would look at it and say, ain't no way in hell I'm going to be able to do all that today, so I'm not going to do any of it because that's impossible. But if I wrote down one thing, that's possible. Where focus goes, energy flows. Where your focus goes, this is anything in life. If you have a negative mindset, if you always see the worst in everything instead of being optimistic, your focus is on the worst thing that could happen. Your focus is not on possibility. It's on what could happen. Where focus goes, energy flows. Okay? Yep, Nikki, that's what I just got done talking about. That's exactly what I said in the beginning of this video. I looked at this book and I was like, I can't do it. But I can read 4 pages a day. What is your mini habit going to be for your business? What is your mini habit going to be for your business? I want to hear it. And I'm not talking about in the comment. I want you to do your own post. What is your mountain? Tell me what your mountain is. And what is your mini habit going to be to get to that mountain? What is your mini habit going to get there? Because I'm telling you, since I started doing the one thing a day, and I can tell you the exact month, I have it in my planner, that I started doing this. It was last March. I started having anxiety attacks real bad. There's a lot going on in my personal life. I started having anxiety attacks. And I would get up and I would not work my business because I literally would feel like I was going to hyperventilate. And it was weird. I've never battled with that before in my life. And it started last March. Out of nowhere. Literally out of nowhere it started. And I was like, I look at this list and I can't do this. I can't do this list. I can't do all these things that I'm doing. Literally every time my phone would bing, I would want to explode. I started doing one thing a day. One thing a day last March. And my business has grown and flourished in ways that it never had before because I was very intentional with that one thing. So if that one thing was to book one party for that day, once I booked it, I was done. done, son. I'm like, I'm doing my work today. Oh, follow up with 5 customers. I'm done. Praise the Lord. Done for the day. I would celebrate. And that sounds stupid, don't it? It would take me like 5 or 10 minutes to complete it. And I would sit here and celebrate like I just did the best thing. But I did that day in and day out. I've done that every single day. Every day. Day in and day out. Since last March. I celebrate when I get that one thing done. And if I have strength to do more, then I do more. But if I don't, I got that mini habit done. And that's all that matters that day. It doesn't matter about anything else. It matters that I wrote that mini habit down. And I completed that mini habit. And I celebrated the fart out of it. Stop looking at your mountain and defeating yourself. You're looking at the beginning of the month. Oh my God, I want to have 2,000 PRV. I will never do it. There's no way. So you know what? I ain't even going to try this month. I ain't going to post nothing on social media. I'm not following up with none of my customers. Nope. It's going to be a bad month. I hate it. If you want to know something that really grinds my gears, cannot stand it when somebody tells me the first week of every month, and I do this every month. Love y'all, but you know who you are. You message me and say, Katie, it's just going to be a bad month for me. And I'll say, why is it going to be a bad month? Well, here it is the 4th and I haven't gotten any sales. But it's the 4th. It's the 4th, right? You still got 27 days. You still got 26 days. You still have a whole month pretty much. Just because it's day 4. You have a day 5. You have a day 6. You have a day 7. Some of you guys are counting yourself out. The first day of every month, you say, it's my kid's birthday this month. Got to plan the birthday party. I have a doctor's appointment. I got this going on in my life. So, you know what? I'm just gonna pick up next month. I'm just gonna just going to do it next month. The next month comes, something else happens. There will always be something in your life that happens. What I love about mini habits is that they're doable. It doesn't feel like work because they are literally done like this. It's your choice if you keep going. But as long as you complete that mini habit, that's what creates consistency. And consistency is what creates a business that thrives and a business that grows. Okay? I'll say, with the exception of this month, last month, every month since November, might be October, I've had no parties booked. None. Because my follow-up system is, I don't know what I'm doing like that. I meant to do like this. I'm like, what? My follow-up system is it. All I need is my follow-up system. Yes, I still am a firm believer that you should have parties, especially if you're new. How are you going to grow your customer base? I spent 3.5 years of partying hardcore every month. And out of those parties, I've consistently followed up and consistently take care of those customers so they can consistently reorder. Those mini habits will change your business. Stop counting yourself out. Some of you guys are mamas. I get it. I get it, y'all. Aiden will not sleep in his own bed, so if y'all got tips for that, okay, I just bought him a Hot Wheels bed. We're going to see if that works. He slept on the couch every day for the last 2 weeks. He will not get in his bed. I'm not sleeping. I'm tired. This pregnancy is crazy. But regardless of that, regardless of the things that go on in my life, I have a mini habit I can do every day. Because you can do something for this business every single day. 10 minutes a day. Can you do that? Can you do 10 minutes a day to work on your business? Some of you are guys' reasons for not working your business. I work. I'm tired. I don't have time. Are the very reasons why you need to work your business. Okay? I remember not wanting to do this because I didn't have time. But because I was consistent, this created time. This business gave me time. Was it hard? Hell yes, it was hard. Hell yes, it was hard. If anybody tells you this business is easy, they lie. It was hard. It's hard to be uncomfortable. It's hard to get out of your comfort zone. It's freaking hard. But it's worth it. It's worth it. Worth it, honey. Worth it. Okay? Choose your hard. That's a whole nother video. Choose your hard. Okay? Choose your hard. Kelly says, Kelly, I see you. I literally see you. Work, school, single mom. And I see you busting your tail. And one thing I'm going to say to you, and I probably should just wait till I text you, it's going to be worth it, honey. Everything that you're doing right now, it's not going to be like this for long, sugar. Nope. Your consistency is going to pay off. Your consistency is going to pay off. It always does. You don't have to do big, great, immaculate work every day. You just got to be consistent. You just got to be consistent. If you can't be consistent, and I say this a lot, if you can't be consistent with the things that God has already given you, you're not going to be able to handle what He hasn't given you yet. You're not going to be able to. The time that you have now, spending it well, you joined this business for a reason, right? You can take 10 minutes a day to do something for this business. And I can promise you, that 10 minutes of doing things that are important, not this, not handiwork, this, you give yourself a few months. Give yourself a few months. And watch what this business does for your life. Okay? Watch what this business can do for your life if you're consistent. It's not easy. It's It's not easy. That's why most people quit. Most people quit. Most people quit when it gets hard because it's easier to quit. It's easier to quit. It's easier to say, you know, since it didn't work for me. Nope, didn't work for me. No. You just didn't work. Nothing's going to work for you if you're not going to work it. Okay? It doesn't matter what you do in this life. It doesn't matter. That'd be like me going to my old nursing job and just sitting at my desk and not seeing no patients. You think I'm going to get a raise? I'm not going to say that because that's ugly. I never got a raise anyway, and I worked my hind parts off there. You wouldn't get a paycheck if you just went to work and didn't do anything. You actually have to work it. The blessing in this business, though, is that there are people that have done it before you to make the road a little bit easier, to pave that road so it's not as rocky. And there's resources available, and there's forms available, and there's ideas, and there's tips, and there's all these great things. Take what applies to you, not all of it because you can get overwhelmed that way. Take what applies to you and implement it for your mini habit to get closer to your goals, okay? Stop looking at this mountain. If I would have looked at this mountain 4 years ago, which when I started, it wasn't to get home with Aiden. I thought that was impossible. I literally thought it was impossible. And for a long time, wouldn't let myself even say I wanted to be home with him because it was impossible, right? Stuff like that doesn't happen in people in Cincy. I'm a nurse. I'm going to join Cincy and be home with my son. Yeah, that doesn't happen to people like Katie Laster, okay? That doesn't happen to somebody that has a past like mine. That does not happen to people like me. I didn't look at that mountain when I joined and said, okay, I joined. I want to be home with my baby. That would have been impossible. That would have been impossible right at the gate. My focus was shooting star, sensational start, getting certified. Because y'all, that hand guide you get in your kit tells you the steps to be successful in this business. That beautiful hand guide that comes in your kit tells you step by step how to have success in this business. Step by step. I never allowed myself to focus on being home with Aiden. What I focused on was what can I do this month? How many parties can I get booked this month? How many people can I follow up with? How many people can I share this opportunity with? I never ever thought about my mountain. I thought about what daily things, tiny things, can get me closer to my mountain. How can I get closer to my mountain? Those tiny things. And then looking back, and I have a lot of you guys ask, a lot of people ask, "Good girl, how did you get where you are?" And I'm honest. I don't know. I just know that every day since January 2018, January 18th, 2018, I have done something. Something. Might not have been big, might not have been great, but I've done something in my business, for my business, every single day since January 18th, 2018. Something. Something every day. And all I know is that when you love people, you treat every customer like they're your only customer, and you say thank you, and you're gracious, and you're humble, people come back. When you treat people like they're the only people, they come back and they refer you. And there's magic in it. There's magic in it, okay? Don't focus on your mountain. What you gonna do today? What you gonna do today? What are you gonna take 10 minutes for today? Tomorrow, what are you gonna take 10 minutes for tomorrow? And better than that, I want you to celebrate the fart out of it after you're done doing it. My husband, every time he gets home, I summarize my day. I mean, literally, he probably dreads it, but he never says anything. He'll come home and I'm like, baby, I followed up with 20 people today. Told them thank you. Baby, I went live in my stories today about the opportunity. Baby, I talked to such and such, because he knows my customers. I said, I talked to her about joining today. She said no, but I talked to her. Maybe she'll warm up to it. Every day I celebrate the small things, the small victories. Because guess what? Without small victories, there's no big victory, okay? There's no big victory. When I promoted to Superstar Director, one of the questions Jason Hardwood, had asked me was, how do you think that you got here? And it took me a long time to even realize, like, still, even now when people say, Katie, you're a superstar director, and I'm like, I'm Katie. I mean, a title don't mean crap to me. A title means nothing to me. You know why? Because a title means nothing if I'm not extending that ladder down. A title, it's just a title. My name's not Katie Lassiter, Superstar Director. My name is Katie Lassiter, home with her baby. That's Katie Lassiter, home when her husband needs her. Katie Lassiter, being able to never miss a moment of her baby's life. That's my title. That's my title. But people ask me, how did you get there? How did you get there? How did you promote so quickly? You put people first. Stop trying to be a superhero. Because when you wake up and you want to do all these amazing things, which is great and it's wonderful, you burn out. Or you look at that mountain and what looks like it's impossible, right? That mountain, y'all can't see, but I have a picture of my baby on my wall. That mountain, that looks impossible. That looks impossible. Right? That's impossible. That mountain is impossible. But if I got up every single day and looked at that mountain, I would hang my shoulders, walk away and say, yeah, that don't happen to people like me. Let me just carry my happy ass back to work. If I looked at that mountain and focused on that mountain so hard, it would have kept me from doing the things to climb that mountain. Doing the small things to climb that mountain. You have to get good at the small things. You got to get good at the little things. Because I'm going to tell you, those little things, you know why? This is my opinion. Might not be factual. This is my opinion. You know why people don't have success in this business, or why some people can't find success in this business? They don't want to be good at the small things. They want immediate success. They want to promote immediately. They want to have a huge customer base. I want to just ask and not get no no's. I want to do a Facebook post and I want to get 100 likes. They don't want to be good at the small things, right? They just want to do something and then have results right then. I want to do this action and I want 10 people to book a party with me. I don't want 10 no's though. Nope, honey. Don't come at me with 10 no's. Because if you come to me and you say no, I'm not going to ask no more. You can't have that mindset in this business. You can't have that mindset. You got to take the no's with the yeses. There was a day last week I heard no's all day long. Got ignored. Nobody messaged me back. It's fine. Don't call message people. It's creepy. These are people I knew. If I would have gotten stuck on that, I wouldn't be where I am now. Too many people want instant gratification. They want results right then. I had one of my leaders message me yesterday. She said somebody joined last month and they want to quit. I said, when they join? She told me, it ain't been a whole month yet. Yeah, she says she's not finding success in this business. It ain't even been a whole month yet. So tell me what you're doing. Well, she said she posted on Facebook a few times. Facebook's not running your business. This runs your business, not Facebook. This runs your business, honey. And I hate to break this to you. I might hurt your feelings right here. If you join this thinking you're going to be successful in a month, 2 months, 3 months, don't walk like that, honey. I've said it before and I said it again. It took me 7 months to book my first party, and I'm proud of it because it taught me perseverance, okay? It did teach me perseverance, because I was about to donate a limb for someone to book a party with me. That's how desperate I was. People, the successful people in this business, people that I know in this business that are successful because of the amount of times they heard no. The amount of times they kept going. Believe it or not, the most successful people in this business didn't have a sponsor work with them. Stepping on the toes. Real talk. The most successful people in this business didn't have coaching, didn't have training. You know what they had? Will. They had willpower, which so many people lack. I was talking to this with one of my Superstarter writers the other day. So, when I first started, we didn't have a first things first checklist. I didn't even get a welcome guide in my kit because I got the the real cheap kit. I didn't even get a consultant guide, like not hand one, you had to print it. Didn't have a YouTube channels to go look up information. Didn't have resources. Didn't have systems printed up. All you had to do was print them out. Didn't have all these things. I wasn't even on a team page. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Did not know. The most successful in this business, people in this business, figured it out. And they kept going. And they kept going. And when that didn't work, no, I didn't have guided growth. Didn't have guided growth. Didn't have a system. My system was sticky notes. I would think of an idea, write it on my sticky note, put it in my scrub, and keep on trucking. Didn't have a follow-up system. I would just think of people's random names, write them down. I'm like, I probably should check on her. Write her name down, stick it in my scrub pocket. I mean, when I got home from work, I'd pull out sticky notes galore. That was my system. Y'all have systems created for you. And the funny thing is, when I was talking to my Superstarter writer, I was like, there's more available now to people, but they choose not to do it. They don't want to implement it because it's hard. Hard. Imagine having to create the program or create the system. You talking about hard. Hard. You have it there laid out for you. The only difference is will. Do you have the will? Do you have the willpower? What's your mini habit going to be this month? What's your mini habit you going to do for 30 days? I want to tell me. What is your mini habit for the next 30 days? What are you going to make non-negotiable? What are you going to take 10 minutes? 10 minutes a day. Listen, 10 minutes a day could change your life. You don't believe me? I'm sitting right here. Ray Ray on her way over right now. 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. Okay? You don't have to do great, immaculate things. You don't got to get a yes every day. It's not the point of this. Not the point of this. Not the point to get a yes every day. The point is to do it every day. You keep doing it, you'll hear enough no's, you'll get numb to it. I go into every conversation knowing it's a no. Every time I get ready to talk to someone, I'm like, I know she's going to say no, but let me ask anyway. You just do it so you don't get your hopes up, right? I go into every conversation expecting a no. And when I get a yes, I celebrate. Okay? Start celebrating yourselves. Don't wait for me to shout you out. Don't wait to see your name on a banner. Don't wait for you to see your name in bold. Start celebrating yourself, y'all. Start celebrating yourself. Because if you don't, who's going to do it for you? Okay? I celebrate every day. That is not to be conceited either. But I celebrated today because I didn't go to bed till 2 o'clock. I'm tired. It's because I can't get comfortable when I go to sleep, y'all. I cannot get comfortable. Then I got up. I said, I don't feel like doing crap today. But I did it. And when I got done, I celebrated myself. I celebrated. And I said, good job, Kate Glassler. I know you feel bad. My husband even texted me this morning. He said, you don't need to do nothing today, honey. I know you're tired. You don't feel good. This baby, she hates me, y'all. She hates me. She hates me already. She ain't even here. He said, you need to rest. I said, baby, I don't need to rest. I need to get my non-negotiable done. And he said, what's your non-negotiable today? And I told him. He said, well, you do it, and then you rest. You do it, and then you rest. Okay? Earn your rest. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Nobody's gifted with more time. Okay? Okay, we all have 24 hours in a day. Pick your mini habit. I love y'all. Y'all have the best week. I am doing all the things. If you were in the top 10 this month, keep an eye on your mailboxes. I got some treats coming y'all's way. And I love y'all more than you will ever know. And I want so badly to see you guys stop counting yourselves out. I want so badly for you guys to see yourselves the way I see you. I want so badly for you guys to have belief in yourself that you can do it. I want so badly for you guys to stop saying, I can't do this, or I'll never be able to do this, or that's impossible. Stop saying it's impossible. Stop saying it's impossible. Anything is possible. Anything. So, make yourself proud. Shock yourself this week. And I love y'all.